do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
Why do you?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday. Welcome to Johnny's Bites. Juma Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. When you go on your knees to pray for Ghana. Now, today is World Press Freedom Day. And every year on the 3rd of May, we celebrate this day. 5 years have come and gone, and Ahmed Suale remains dead. Put his picture up there quickly. Ahmed Suale remains dead. Ahmed Suale was an investigative journalist with Anas Aremeya Anas, trying to uncover rot and corruption in which the President of the Republic was implicated. He was under witness protection. That means that the security of this country, under the directorship of the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and the protector of all of us, he was shot dead. We still have not caught his perpetrators. And since his death, we have dipped further on the World Press Freedom Index. So the vibes and Inshallah and Takashi and the raps will not wipe away the pain that the family of Ahmed Suale are going through, and the fear that it instills in many journalists not to even speak up or take on officialdom if they find any corrupt activities happening. And you have seen, for example, Manasseh Azuri Awoni and the SML conversation and back and forth. But Ahmed Suale is dead. Today, big speeches will be made. Information minister, designate information minister before they will all go and make big speeches. But Ahmed Suale is dead. Many other journalists have been beaten in this country, abused by known party people, by known government officials, by known security people, and nothing has happened. But ultimately, Ahmed Suale is dead. And his photo, Ahmed Suale's photo, was put on a national television by a member of parliament, who at the time was the chairman of the defense committee in parliament. His photo was put up there. The police, as cowards as they are on this matter, have not been able to invite that member of parliament to come and help them in the investigation. So then you ask yourself whether the police are really committed to investigating to bring an end to this matter where Ahmed Suale is concerned. And I can give you a tall list. Reverend Yabimadu, Assemblies of God, Roger Kumsing. I can give you a tall list. JB Danko Edu, Fenek Otri, a tall list of people, Openinga that day, plenty of people who have been killed. And they have become cold cases. At least I have seen 4 CID bosses come and go. The missing Takrady girls is also another matter. But today I'm talking about Ahmed Hussein Suale. He was doing his work as a journalist. If he was doing something else, come and say it, prove it. But he was trying to uncover corruption. The number 12 documentary showed by Anas Aremeya Anas, where people were said to be in the pockets of people.
3FM 92.
He is dead. So you think about Ahmed Suale's death, and then you also think about the speeches that will be made today, and you compare and contrast, and you know that another insemhunu that you find is at the Odoko traffic light, where refuse has been left there, and then they light it up with fire. For those who don't know, Dock Hall traffic light is on the main Kaneshie Malam Cape Coast Highway. Put it up there. Put it up there. My face is not important. And they leave this thing there. They set fire to it. And then it's there, right there. And fuel tankers go on that road. People's vehicles. See, there's a vehicle parked right there. Because the traffic light is on, it's red. So they have to wait. What if the unfortunate happens? Ablekuma North Municipal Assembly. This is your catchment area. There's an MCD, there are sanitation officers, there are metro guards, or you're just interested in stopping motorbikes and stopping taxis and trotro and collecting something from them. That's what the drivers allege that you do. How is it that we have a major intersection like this that has security cameras? And then you have a thing like this going on. How? How? I'm sure that Ablekuma North Municipal Assembly can do better. Way, 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 way better. Take me to Tamale, the Chogu area. The Honorable Member of Parliament for the Tamale North constituency, Al-Hassan Suhini. He has handed over for me what I consider a very, let's show the pictures, a very interesting facility. 3 in 1. There's a health facility, nurses' quarters, and then there's a borehole, mechanized borehole. And as Zosemlena of the Bogu traditional area, I find this very, very inspiring indeed, because this will fall within the kingdom that I'm privileged to have been given a title, a chieftaincy title. So the people of Bogu can now be happy and swap the pictures quickly, please. The people of Bogu can now be happy that their member of parliament, and I'm told it's Qatar Charities that put this together. If all members of parliament were to do a similar thing for their people, and I want you to show the building, please. If all members of parliament could do a similar thing for their own people, so that their people can also heave a sigh of relief. Nurses will not say, oh, there's no proper accommodation when you post us there, so we will not go there. I'm sure that we'll be happy. I want to see the building, please. You will not, we will all be happy. A beautiful ceremony held. A thing has been given off, and it was not given off close to the election. These days in this country, we build facilities, we leave them, and we only want to commission the facilities when the elections are due. So it is no longer service to humanity. It is actually, seeking personal interest. A nurse's quarters, a chips compound, and then mechanized borehole. Put the picture up there. Beautiful picture. And you ask yourself, this is amazing. Members of parliament are not supposed to be, building stuff from their own pockets. But if they're able to lobby and get people to do it, that's cool, like what has been done here. If your MP is doing something, let us know. If your DC is doing something, let us know. Because together we must also have the quality of life that all those people live. But today is the 3rd of May. Away from this. Today is the 3rd of May. It is World Press Freedom Day, yes. But today also will mark 3 years, because in 2022, the government announced through the Chief of Staff, Madame Fremont Parry, that government appointees were going to take a 30% salary cut. They said that in 2022, a full year 2023, and then another 2024. So 2 years, 2 full years. It was to take effect on the 1st of May. So 2 days have come after that. Play the president's video for me. And the President of the Republic announced that, oh, we are still committed to 30% salary cut. Listen to him.
The salaries of political office holders. We've also decided to continue with the policy of 30% cut in the salaries of political office holders, including the President, Vice President, Ministers, Deputy Ministers, MMDCs, and SOE appointees in 2023, just as we will continue with the 30% cut in discretionary expenditures of ministries, departments, and agencies. We've also decided to continue with the policy of 30% cut in the salaries of political office holders, including the President, Vice President, Ministers, Deputy Ministers, MMDCs, and SOE appointees in 2023, just as we will continue with the 30% cut in discretionary expenditures of ministries, departments, and agencies.
It was not just the president who made this announcement and assured us that he, the president, the vice, chief of staff, the head deputies, all the padded people at the Jubilee House, every minister, every CEO, MD, they were all going to take a 30% pay cut. Then the Council of State also said, oh, we also want to give 20% of what we earn. And this was at the time when we were contemplating whether to go to IMF, whether to charge the people e-levy, all those conversations. Now, after 2 years, should we not be told how much has accrued from this 30% pay cut and the 20% allowance cut from the national, the Council of State? Should we not be told which account into which the money has been deposited? And should we not be told what the monies have been used for? I just showed you what Alassane Suhuyini has done in Chogu, in the Tamale North constituency of the Republic of Ghana. Now, if the whole Republic is saying that all the about 6,000 or so appointees, whatever it is, people who are giving appointments, MD this, PA that, special this, special that, all those people are taking 30% of their pay cuts. YEA, Maslock, NHRA, all of those people are taking 30% of their pay cut. We should have a lot of money. And that money should be used for the benefit of the people. We saw in the past how some people took a 10% pay cut and they used it to build cheap compounds. So if we are taking a 30% pay cut, I probably say, but show us where the money is. Because you promise us accountability and transparency. Show us where the money is. And show us what you have used the money for. And come for applause. If you really have deducted 30% of your salaries. Because we see you living the same way. If you earn 1,000 Ghana and you take a 30% pay cut, that's 300 Ghana cedis off, right? Your life is not supposed to be, or the kind of chilling and all the excesses that you have is not supposed to be like when you had 1,000 Ghana cedis in your account, month on month. Things will change because how much you save would have been reduced. How much you spend on groceries, how much you spend on rent, electricity, water, etc. would all have taken a hit. So this is to the Chief of Staff and to the President. You said we're going to take a 30% pay cut. We know ball. Where you keep the money, what you use the money for. Make we see top, make we know. That's all. A final issue for this morning is going back to the land grabbing saga. I told a colleague of mine 3 years ago, I think about 4 years ago rather, when this whole National Cathedral conversation started, I told him that the Flagstaff House bungalows opposite the Jubilee House, opposite Afrikiko, were under threat. They didn't believe me. Today, show the images. Today, as we speak, one part of that. So you know there's a Accra Tourist Information Center is in the middle. Then you have part of the bungalows all the way, covering all the way to Christ the King. And then you have one going all the way to share a wall with the UDS guest house. Guess what? The one that is in front of Afrikiko, sharing a wall with the UDS guest house, have been broken down. And then the question I always ask is, show the other videos. the question I always ask is, don't these lands have allodial owners? The chiefs and people, whether it is La or Osu, they have allodial owners. And these lands were taken to be used for the, for residences or sleeping places for security personnel and other essential service providers. So if today the land is not going to be used for that purpose again, a prime land like that at Kanda is not going to be used for that purpose, should it not first be given to the allodial owners? Who is the contractor behind this? I'll tell you. Who is connected to this contractor? I will tell you. And why have they taken this land? And the people who have been relocated, some of them tell me that, oh, they have relocated some people to the Electoral Commission area. They have relocated some people to the airport area. Even the airport place, there's a supposed military land that has been taken out. I'll show you. I'm coming. We will run this series again. Now, the people who have been relocated tell me that the quality of the buildings that they have been relocated into and the quality of building, the strength and the durability of the buildings that they left is not comparable. It's not comparable.
92.7.
Such a huge land in the city center, in the heart of Accra, has been taken. And you can imagine the pressure that this contractor gave to the people who were living in there. If people were living in there, they are not being given the buildings or the alternative accommodation, but they were being threatened that the demolition was going to happen. So they had to be chased out, literally. Parks and Gardens, I've showed you. I showed you some things at Cantonment. Now I'm showing you something at Kanda. The grabbing of the lands is going on. And all this grabbing is happening. They tell you, oh, we are developing. This is, if you drive from Circle and you are going towards Legon, you will see what I'm talking about. Show the video. Don't show my face. Media, what are you showing my face for? The lands have been grabbed. And all these things, they say, oh, we are developing. The question you ask is, if there are Ghana lands, and the Ghana lands have been taken over for redevelopment, could they not have been given to Ghanaians, whose land it is, to form a consortium to also build those high-rise buildings that are being put up by other people? And this is nothing tribalistic. This is reality. This is common sense. You take my land, you want to use it for a purpose, you are unable to use it for that purpose, or you have stopped using it for that purpose, you have not given the land back to me, but you are converting the land into something else. That is a direct opposite of what you said you were going to use the land for. Mr. Government, is that how to do things? The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Lands Commission, they must all come to the center and answer the questions.
6.7.
They must all come to the center and ask questions. You see the trees there, they will be cut down. And then we will spend money again to plant trees. We are very special people. We will spend money to plant trees that will take forever to grow. And then we will cut down trees that have already grown and providing shade. You know the interesting thing? This place used to have a chop bar where all the security people used to come and eat. Soldiers, policemen, national security, BNI, they all used to come and eat there. All of them. Some of the police people lived there. Some of the military people lived there. They all used to be there. In fact, this is supposed to be a security zone because it's diagonally opposite the Jubilee House, the seat of government. So what development are we going to use it for? And this is where the Dr. Baumia's bodyguard announced to us that he is buying cocoa, and when he finishes, he's going to guard the president. He was wearing his his national security tag. You go and pick security man who comes to buy cocoa and announces to everybody that when he finishes, he's going to guard the president and the vice president. This is supposed to be a security zone. So if we turn it into apartments, for example, who is going to live in there? Are we going to do proper checks? We need to, as a country, pause, taking a deep breath. Sometimes the greed is too much. The grabbing of the lands. Grabbing of the land. Literally, it appears to me that this is some form of a state capture. Let's take what we can while we still have power.
3FM.
Let's take what we can while we still have. I say, if you doubt me, it is right opposite Afrikiko. If you doubt me, go there now and see what I'm showing you. There's one behind TV3, next to Land City, Cocobot's own Land City. The Lands Commission wrote and put on the gate that they should stop the construction. Now they have done 4 stories. It belongs to a proper seller of phones. The Lands Commission is watching. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, they are watching. Our national security, they are watching. We are just grabbing and grabbing. When will the grabbing stop? Good morning. Please call me. 055 924 27